Hello YouTubers. Anyone who has a Rinnai Tankless water heater and happens to have this awesomely cryptic, unuser-friendly control panel for your Rinnai, I feel sorry for you. But I'm here to help. I'm here to help. I've had this thing for about 5 months now, and I lost power to the house once. The timer went away to 12. It wouldn't go past it. It wouldn't go up or down. Couldn't get the recirculation mode going or anything. And then DST just recently hit as well. So I had a lot of trouble at some point figuring it out. And I gotta say the Rubik's Cube, while blindfolded, drunk, and on various drugs, is a lot simpler than this. Not that I would know, but I'm just guessing. So let's walk through this just to make sure we know what some of the things are. Then I'll get on to the juicy bits on how to change the settings of this bad boy. There are several steps, so if you want to skip ahead, you're more than welcome to. If you get something out of order because you skipped ahead, I'm sorry. I hate it for you. So, without further ado, you have your standard clock function, which is what we're trying to modify. You have your degrees setting, which is currently in Fahrenheit, which is what I use. I keep it at 125. You can also change it to Celsius, which I'll show you how to do later. You have the timer on when you want to set something to be in recirculation mode. And then you have the shower priority, if you have that set up. Ignore my cat in the background. You have whether it's recirculating now or if there's an alarm, which hopefully that never happens. And the little flame lights up if there is heat, if it's actively heating right now. So without further ado, let's get on to the settings. Now, if you get to step 1, I'm happy for you because it is not intuitive at all. So to get to the settings, you have to have the clock mode like this, the timer mode for the recirculation, and you want to press that until the entire clock disappears. Now, I know that doesn't seem intuitive because you want to set the clock, but hey, that's how you have to do it. Once you're here, you can now go into the various functions without it going through and just turning the clock functions on and off, okay? There are 4 options at the top. So this will go 01, 02, 03, 04, and then at the bottom is actually the setting that you want to have for it. Most of them are just 1 or 2s, but we'll go through there. We'll go through every one of them. So option 1 is super simple. Option 1 is your display. So I don't know what the difference between off and 2 is, but 1 is dimmer. I don't know. I keep it on off. Maybe it's a sleep mode for turning it off. It could be. I play with it. Go for it. I really don't care. 2 is really simple. This is whether the keypad beeps when you press something. So it's currently on, so it'll beep when I do it. I've now set it off. Note when you make a change here, it makes a change instantly. You don't have to save or anything else like that. So I'm going to press the up arrow again, and you'll notice it didn't make a beep, but it will again. Yada, yada, yada. 3 is the one you want to go to. So there are 3 options. There's off for turn your time off completely. There's 1 for your standard mode for having the time on. And then there's 2, which actually means to configure your time. Now, just because you get out of this menu and go to the next, get out of the functions does not mean you're going to instantly be able to configure your time. There's a couple more steps. So just bear with me while we go through the 4th option. But your key thing here is you want to make sure that it's in number 2. Okay? Option number 3 is set to number 2. Okay. Press function 4. So function 4's got 2 settings. 1 is Fahrenheit, 2 is Celsius. That's all it is. I keep mine on Fahrenheit because that's what I know how to read. Okay. So let's press function again. It takes you back to the main menu and literally nothing has changed. You have no indicator on what some of those settings were without extensive playing with them and all that other good stuff. So to get on to the next step for setting your time, it's not very intuitive. By setting option number 3 to the setting of number 2, now when you power off, it goes into this quasi power down mode, right, where it's showing the time, PM 9:12. Now I've already set this for 9:12 p.m. my time for DST, so I'm going to change it a minute or two. One would normally think that you can start pressing up and down to set the time now, but that is not the case. You actually have to press function one more time for the screen to start blinking. Again, very well documented. Sarcastic. At this point, you can go through and change your time, set it. You can hold it down. It'll skip through tens of minutes and all that other good stuff. Okay? So once you're done, once you get the time there and everyone's happy, then you just literally press the power again. It brings it back up, and then press timer again to restore those settings. Once you have that, boom, it's set. It took a lot of playing around with this because the installer didn't teach anything on how to do this. There was literally no documentation online about it. So that's why I'm posting this video, so that you guys can have a good view of that. Anyway, if you found this enlightening, leave a positive comment. If you leave a negative comment, well, that shame on you. Anywho, welcome to the world of cryptography. I mean, the Rinnai series, mc-195-1us-s. Enjoy.